Hello, this is Dr. Mode, and today in the ICP class we are going to finish up our section on nuclear energy. Our scripture verse today is from Exodus chapter 20, verse 13. It is, "You shall not murder." And the reason I chose this is because we're talking about nuclear energy and nuclear waste, and it can be very dangerous, and you got a responsibility to take care of people. So here we are in chapter 8. We're halfway through section 2. We have 2 more sections to go after this one. So here we have a diagram that explains how nuclear power plants work. On the left side of the picture we have a containment structure, and inside this containment structure are 2 things. One is a reactor and the other is a heat exchanger that produces steam. So the steam is produced and it goes out of the containment structure and turns a turbine that generates the electricity. But the steam needs to be cooled back down. So that's where on the right side we have a water cooling tower, and this will cool the steam back down to normal temperatures. Okay, so there are benefits and risks of nuclear power. So one good thing about nuclear power is it doesn't produce air pollution or carbon dioxide. It is extremely expensive to build a nuclear power plant, but it's not actually that expensive to run one. And one real big negative is that it makes radioactive waste. So the picture here I have on the right is of Stewart Brand, and he participated in a debate at the TED conference, and he was speaking in terms of a pro-nuclear standpoint, and I encourage you to go check out that talk if you're interested. So radioactivity is very dangerous, and if this material melts down, it can cause a catastrophe. So what we have here are a couple of pictures from Chernobyl in Ukraine, and this is the worst meltdown that's ever happened at a nuclear power plant. And there was a town nearby, and I can't really pronounce this town's name. I'm going to say Pripyat, and this meltdown happened in 1986, and on the top picture you got a picture of the power plant itself. It's now abandoned, and then on the bottom picture what we have is a picture of a school in the nearby town that is now abandoned. In this catastrophe there were about 600,000 people that were exposed to radiation at a high enough level that they had some negative health consequences from that. So after about 3 years, the uranium-235 in the fuel rods needs to be replaced, and the spent fuel is a form of nuclear waste, and it is buried very deep in the ground. So what we have here is one of the largest burial sites in the United States. It's called Yucca Mountain, and it's in Nevada, and I've got a couple of pictures here, one from the inside and one from the sky that shows you the area. And the thing is with nuclear waste, nobody wants this in their backyard. So that's where it's very difficult to dispose of this, because it's very, very difficult to find a spot to put it. And this is just one of a very few spots that we have in this country to dispose of this material. So there are 2 classes of the waste. This is the low-level waste. This is where it contains a small amount of nuclear material that maybe has a short half-life. This is produced from, maybe electricity generation, medical treatments, pharmaceutical energy, and other sources. And this material is put in spill-safe containers and buried underground. You can see a diagram here of such a facility. The other class of nuclear waste is called high-level waste, and this is made from the waste from nuclear power plants and nuclear weapons testing, and it is stored in steel-lined concrete pools filled with water. And you can see a picture of one of these here, and this contains materials that are much more radioactive, that have longer half-lives, and much more dangerous.